All right. So day 4 of 30 Days to Sell Cars.
Yeah.
We're diving into something that's going to bring all your hard work on your script and storyboard to life.
Yes.
Filming and editing your YouTube ad.
Exciting stuff.
Ready to see this thing take shape?
Absolutely. It's great to see it all come together. And, for a lot of potential customers out there, this ad is going to be their first impression of your dealership. So
we got to make it count.
Yeah.
We've got to make it really, really count. Okay, so our sources today are going to help us do just that. First up is getting ready to film. And this source is suggesting that we pick a great spot in the showroom.
Yeah.
Maybe even head outside. I can already picture those sun-drenched beauties on the lot.
Yes. Great visuals are key, but you also need the right tools to capture them. What's fascinating here is that the source isn't assuming you have a fancy camera set up.
Right.
Even a smartphone can work, but if you want to step up that quality,
for sure,
a DSLR or mirrorless camera will definitely do the trick. And don't underestimate the power of a tripod.
Oh, yeah.
For those smooth, professional-looking shots.
Oh, absolutely. Shaky footage can really take away from even the best message. I think we've all been there.
I've been there.
Trying to film something important and it ends up looking like an earthquake hit.
Yeah.
Not exactly the image we want to project. Speaking of image, the source also stresses the importance of clear audio. A lapel mic's ideal, but even finding a quiet corner can make a big difference.
Couldn't agree more. Now, as you start filming, it can be easy to get caught up in the moment and forget all the planning you did. Remember those documents you created?
Yeah.
Your video script template and storyboard? This is where they really shine. Think of them as your roadmap to a killer video.
Yeah, and the source is even giving us a sneak peek at some must-have shots. We want that friendly welcome, close-ups that show off the best features of your vehicles, and of course some visual reminders of those incredible offers you've got going.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. It's all about creating that visual urgency. This source even suggests using text overlays or props, think giant sale signs or even a countdown timer, to really hammer home the limited time nature of those deals.
All right, so you've got your footage. Now comes the sometimes daunting part, editing. The good news is, this source doesn't assume you're a video editing pro.
Right.
It actually presents 2 clear paths, DIY or outsourcing.
Okay.
Let's start with the DIY option. If you're ready to tackle this yourself, the source has a rundown of some seriously cool AI tools and software options.
Yeah, you've got AI-powered options like Descript, Runaway ML, and Pictory, each with its own strengths depending on what you're trying to achieve. If we connect this back to the bigger picture, it's all about finding the tools that fit your comfort level and time commitment.
Sure.
If you're more of a hands-on editor, you might prefer the traditional software like iMovie or Adobe Premiere Rush, or even Canva's video editor.
So what stands out to you about these options?
Well, I'm really curious about those AI tools. It just seems like those could be a game changer for somebody like me who maybe doesn't have a ton of editing experience, but wants to create something that looks professional.
I think that's a great point. AI is really changing the game when it comes to video editing.
Yeah.
Tools like Descript can actually transcribe your audio and let you edit the video by editing the text.
Wild.
Which is pretty mind-blowing. Okay, so whether you're Team AI or more of a traditional editor, the source has some universal tips to keep in mind. Text overlays are great for emphasizing those key points, and incorporating your dealership branding keeps everything looking consistent and professional.
For sure.
And of course, we want to keep those visuals dynamic. Nobody wants to watch a static shot for too long.
Right.
So strategic cutaways are key.
Exactly. Now, if the thought of editing makes you break out in a cold sweat, fear not. This source has you covered.
Okay.
Outsourcing is a totally valid option.
Yeah.
Platforms like Fiverr are teeming with talented editors, and you can even find local professionals who might be a better fit for your needs. But remember, communication is key. Make sure your chosen editor has everything they need. The finalized script, your trusty storyboard, all that raw footage, and those all-important branding guidelines.
Yeah.
You really want to make sure their vision aligns with yours.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
This source says we actually need 2 versions of our video.
2 versions.
2 versions. Now I'm intrigued.
I know, right? But the logic is actually quite clever. You want one version that's specifically tailored for YouTube. This is where the skip disclaimer comes in. Now, what's fascinating here is that this disclaimer is a way to target the most engaged viewers. Some people on YouTube, as you know, are quick to hit that skip button.
Yeah, for sure.
By including a clear skip disclaimer early on, you're basically filtering out those who aren't truly interested.
I see.
Your second version, the more general one without the disclaimer, is perfect for your website, social media, and anywhere else you might be sharing the video.
Okay, so that makes a lot of sense. It's like you're kind of maximizing your impact.
Exactly.
By having one version for those who want the quick pitch.
Yeah.
And another for those who are ready to kind of dive a little deeper.
Precisely. It's about meeting your potential customers where they are.
Yeah.
Some are ready to dive in.
Yeah.
Some just need a little nudge.
Okay, I love this multi-pronged approach. Now, I know we've thrown a lot of information at you today, so let's do a quick recap of those essential tools that the source has been highlighting. We've got the storyboard template, which, let me tell you, is an absolute lifesaver for keeping your filming organized, the editing resources, and those all-important call-to-action overlays.
Yes. Those call-to-action overlays, or CTAs,
yes,
are where the rubber really meets the road. They're what transform a captivating video into a lead-generating machine. Our PDF source actually provides some fantastic examples of static text and animated CTAs that you can use for inspiration.
Okay, let's break those down a little bit. What are some examples of effective static text CTAs?
Think clear and concise messages that pop on the screen. Things like, schedule your test drive today, or discover our exclusive financing offers.
Got it.
You want to make it incredibly easy for viewers to take that next step.
So straightforward and action-oriented. Okay, what about those animated CTAs? Those sound a bit more dynamic.
They are. Think about a flashing button that says, get your personalized quote now, or an arrow pointing to a clickable link. Animated CTAs are great for adding a sense of urgency and really drawing the viewer's eye.
I bet our listeners are already brimming with ideas for how to use those in their ads. Now, I have a feeling that our audience is eager to go beyond the basics, create something truly unique and impactful. And guess what? We've got those detailed PDF sources packed with even more insights that can help them do just that.
Absolutely. Let's dive into some of those hidden gems. Starting with the storyboard template, one thing I found particularly helpful was the idea of color-coding your notes during the planning phase.
Color coding. Okay, tell me more.
It's a simple yet brilliant visual system for keeping your storyboard organized.
Okay.
The source suggests using green for all the visual elements, yellow for the script and dialogue, and red for any special effects or urgency cues.
I see.
This way, when you're filming, you can quickly glance at your storyboard and know exactly what needs to happen in each shot.
That's a fantastic tip. It's like having a visual roadmap for your entire video. Okay, we've got the visual planning covered. Now let's move on to the editing resources PDF. What kind of treasures are hidden in there?
Well, one thing that stood out to me was the emphasis on choosing editing software that aligns with both your skill level and your time commitment. There's no need to overcomplicate things if you're just starting out.
Right. Find the tools that work for you. But let's say I'm comfortable with the basics of editing, but I'm not exactly a tech whiz.
Yeah.
Does the source offer any solutions for someone like me?
Absolutely. It highlights the benefit of using pre-designed assets like transitions, motion graphics, and even sound effects. These can instantly elevate the look and feel of your video without requiring you to be a professional editor.
That's a game changer for those of us who want that polished look, but without spending hours learning complex software. Okay, last but certainly not least, let's talk about those call to action overlays. I feel like this is where we can really get creative and strategic. Does the PDF offer any advanced tips on crafting effective CTAs?
It goes deep, that's for sure.
Okay.
It breaks down different types of CTAs, gives concrete examples for various campaign types, think trade-in bonuses or new model launches, and even delves into design best practices.
I see.
For example, it emphasizes the importance of clear, concise messaging.
Okay.
You want your CTA to be instantly understandable.
So no jargon, no confusing terms. Got it. What else is a highlight?
Well, it also talks about strategic placements. You want your CTA to be prominent enough to grab attention, but not so intrusive that it distracts from the overall message of your video.
Right.
It's about finding that sweet spot where it feels natural and compelling.
So don't just slap it anywhere. Think about the flow and the visual hierarchy of the video. Now, after all this creative brainstorming and meticulous editing, there's one crucial step that the source highlights before you unleash your masterpiece onto the world. Testing. And this is where you get to see if all your hard work has paid off.
Right. You want to make sure that your ad hits the mark with your target audience.
Absolutely. What kind of guidance does the source offer for effective testing?
It provides a framework of really insightful questions that can help you gather valuable feedback. First and foremost, does this ad grab your attention right away? In today's fast-paced digital landscape, you have mere seconds to make an in-test.
So it's all about that initial hook.
Yeah.
If you don't grab them in the first few seconds, they're gone.
Exactly. And once you've got their attention, you need to make sure your message is crystal clear. The next question the source suggests is, does the ad clearly explain the offer and what to do next? No one wants to be left guessing what action they should take.
It's all about that seamless journey from awareness to action.
Exactly.
I know we've covered a lot of ground today, and I bet our listeners are already picturing their amazing YouTube ads. But before we wrap up this deep dive into day 4, we want to leave you with one final thought. It's something to really visualize as you move forward with this exciting project.
Okay, picture this. You're scrolling through YouTube, maybe checking out the latest car reviews or watching a video about a favorite local spots, and then there it is, your dealership's ad, the one you poured your heart and soul into.
You see those sleek visuals, those compelling messages, and those strategically placed CTAs, all perfectly aligned with your target audience. And you get this feeling, this deep sense of pride, knowing that this ad is going to make a real impact.
It's going to spark conversations, generate leads, and ultimately drive more business to your dealership.
It's the power of effective marketing.
Yes.
And you are the one who made it happen. So as you finalize your YouTube ad, keep that vision in mind. Remember the impact you can make with a well-crafted message.
Yes.
And the power you have to drive results for your dealership.
And if you ever find yourself needing a little boost, don't hesitate to revisit this deep dive, refer back to the source material, and remember, you've got all the tools and insights you need to succeed.
We're confident you're going to knock this out of the park. Now go out there, make some marketing magic, and as always, happy selling.